sometimes I just like to play songs just because I love them and they just make me feel good. Wow. I mean, that's an Al Jarreau song, and the last lyric ends with touch the hand of God. You know, uh, a lot of wonderful things are happening. But I just wanted to say, hey, everybody. I can't believe it's already our last week together. These last 4 weeks have flown by. I've had so much fun hanging out with my friends in music. Thank you, George Clinton, Soledad O'Brien, Vernon Reed, Chick Corea, Marcus Miller, Yonda Van Zant, B.B. Winans, Brandon Victor Dixon, Anthony Hamilton, and Robin Thicke for joining in our efforts to help out of work musicians during this worldwide pandemic. And thank you for joining us each and every week. We see your comments and we appreciate you giving so selflessly to the musicians and their families affected by COVID-19. Even as you meet the high demands of your supporting your own families, you found time to share in our mission, and we are truly grateful. You still have time to give during this broadcast, so let's see if we can make this the most viewed installment of all of our series yet. Be sure to start a watch party on your page now so your friends can join in. While you're inviting your friends to join the show, here's who's coming with us today and joining us. Pastor A.R. Bernard of Christian Cultural Center, Israel Houghton, Kenny Lattimore, and the legendary Dionne Warwick. So now that you're all here, everyone pull out your cell phones and text music to 235-246. Again, music 235 to 246. You can give any amount. You can give $5, millions of dollars. Hey, it's all going to the musicians. So I know that we can set a record for the highest amount of donations in 1 hour. Come on, let's do it. I need your help. The musicians need your help. So today I want to bring out our thought leader and our friend and someone who we can all depend on for spiritual guidance, Pastor A.R. Bernard. Welcome, Pastor A.R. Bernard.
Thank you so much, Ray. It's great to be with you, and I just so commend you for what you're doing to reach out to these musicians. Even church musicians are out of work right now because they're not gathering, and this is their livelihood. So it really, really puts them in a tough situation. So I'm empathetic to their plight, and I thank God that you've taken up this plight to do something to help them out.
Well, thank you. It's personable. It's personal to me, and it's also one that I think that the world community, we're all feeling the pain, and I think we have to start with with the communities and your own families, and you have to start with what you know and what's close to you, and hopefully the whole fabric of the world can, come together with this and climb out of this. And I know you had a personal struggle with this. Matter of fact, I'm not gonna say it like that. I know you had a personal victory overcoming this
Okay.
COVID. Want to tell us
Yeah,
something
that
about
makes
that?
sense. Yeah, throughout the months of January, February, and the first half of March, it was a very, very busy time for me. And meeting with, the typical elected officials, dealing with community development and community issues, and meeting with celebrities who supported those things, my own parishioners. And during the course of that, I interacted with people who I discovered later on actually contracted COVID-19 and went into the
Mm,
hospital.
mm,
So the last week of March, I started having symptoms, and I didn't think much of them because I've had asthma for 30 years, and it's been controlled. I've had a full life in the gym, playing ball, doing everything, and it's been great. But for some reason, I just couldn't shake the symptoms of high fever, aches and pains,
mm.
stomach cramps, also beginning to lose my sense of taste and the sense of smell. And I'm saying, well, wait a minute, this doesn't seem right. So by March 28th, which was a Saturday, that morning I woke up and I was finding it difficult to breathe. And I said, okay, I need to go into the hospital. I didn't want to go in because all that I heard, like the hospital is the last place you want to be,
Yeah.
even though you may need the help.
Yeah.
You can go in there and get sick. And especially with having pre-existing conditions, I heard too many stories about people who, you go in with a 50-50 proposition of coming out, especially with this virus, if you have it, because I didn't know at that time, I suspected it. And, there's no vaccine, there's no treatment for it. It's a tough situation. But it got to where my blood oxygen levels were low, and I had to make a decision. So I called my son, one of my sons, and he took me in. And I tell you, Ray, when I got up to the hospital emergency room, it was a ghost town. No cars, no people, just a series of tents outside of the door way to the emergency room. My son walked me out, and one security guard came out and told my son. He said, "This is as far as you can go." He's my dad. No, this is as far as you can go. So he
Wow.
led me in, and I was taken to an area with a bed, and of course there are a series of beds and partitioned by just curtains. So I went in. They began to take my blood pressure, all of my vital signs. They took EKG for my heart. They took chest X-rays. My blood oxygen level was very low. It was down to 85. That should be
Whoa.
in the high 90s. And they said, well, look, we're going to have to keep you. So after going through all of that over several hours, it still took a total of 8 hours of spending in that emergency room before they got me a room that I can go to in order to stay in the hospital. And I will tell you, Ray, while I was there, the partition was a curtain between me and the person next to me, but in front of me, I could see the activity of the healthcare workers, doctors and nurses, and nurses' aides running around. And I'm wondering, okay, how am I doing? And I'm saying, okay, Lord, where's this going? And I could see people being brought in on wheel beds, sitting up when they came in. And
Mm.
Ray, within a half an hour, I'll see the same person being wheeled out, but laying down with a sheet over them. And I could tell
Wow.
by the people who were pushing them. So people were coming in and dying within a half an hour and an hour. And it was a Catholic hospital. So, I could see while they were pushing the wheel bed out, some of the nurses and doctors were making the sign of the cross. And,
Wow.
there were no chaplains allowed in, so there was no last rites that could be given to those of
Mm.
the Catholic faith. And I'm sitting there watching all of this, and I'm saying, God, I'm surrounded by death. And the symptoms continued to increase in my body. I was having tremors as well and chills. So finally, they got me up to a room and cut me off if I'm going too far and too long.
No, we need to hear this, please.
Okay,
Yeah.
so they took me up to a room, and it was no room with a view, man. The door was closed, the curtain was pulled around me, and the healthcare workers that were coming in, doctors, nurses, assistants, they were all covered up with face masks and plastic shields, headgear, and their bodies were covered up. So I felt like I was in a movie that I had seen about a virus that spread, into a community. Was it
Yeah.
contagion or something? And I said, this is surreal.
Yeah.
But the symptoms continued to increase, and all of a sudden I began to experience this purple-like rash on the bottom and heels of my feet. What we are now seeing in children in post-COVID, I was experiencing that.
Mm.
Additionally, I started having hallucinations. I couldn't sleep at night because when I tried to go to sleep, I would have nightmares. At one point, I saw myself walking around the room knowing that I was still in the bed. And I'm saying, wait a minute, I heard stories like this of people who died and saw this kind of stuff.
Out
So
of
I was
body
feeling the bed to
experience.
make sure I was still here, man. You
Yeah.
know? So it was scary. And the overriding theme was darkness because the room at night it would get dark. People, would come and go, but there were long intervals where there was nobody but me.
So what
And
was the
again, the
process?
sense of
Sorry. I was going to say, what is
the
the
process in
process
terms of,
coming out? Coming out. How did you feel?
well, yeah, the darkness was overwhelming, and I got to a point where I just abandoned myself because I said, okay, I'm facing death. My body, I don't know if I'm going to be able to go through this, and I just abandoned myself to God's providence. I said, okay, Lord, I'm in your hands. You're in control. Whatever happens, happens, and it gave me peace. I came to a place of peace, but they were treating me because I had two great pulmonary specialists
Yeah.
and I had an infectious disease specialist. They treated me with hydroxychloroquine
Really?
and with azithromycin, and they gave me injections of anticoagulants to protect me against blood clotting. So they were a little out in front of what was being done in other hospitals. So they took a chance using what, everyone was saying it's not good. There's a 50-50 chance that it may affect your heart, etc. But because they did that, within 24 hours, things began to turn around. And by 36 hours, I could feel the difference.
Wow.
So, the abandonment to providence, to God's control, gave me peace, but it didn't give me strength. And not until I began to look at a passage of scripture that talked about light shining into the darkness, and the darkness couldn't extinguish it. And man, my faith came alive there, and that's where I drew strength. So, what gives you peace doesn't always give you strength, but
Right.
that gave me strength of conviction, of heart, and I was ready to fight. So, by the fifth day, I was good.
Yeah.
And they would have kept me another day, but they brought in a patient who was on the front line who was hacking and coughing and carrying on. And right next to me, 3 feet away, only separated by the curtain. So I said to my doctor, I said, Doc, I think it's time for me to go home. I mean, really, Doc, send me home.
A little too
So he
close
said,
there,
"Well, you're
right?
going to need it. Yeah, we too close. I prayed for the brother, but I needed to be extricated. So
Yeah.
I
A little
I said,
distance.
Doc, what do I need? He said, well, you're going to need to continue on oxygen. So Ray, I made a phone call to a medical supply place. My wife and my grandsons and my son, they got together, created a room because I would have to be quarantined in my home for a month. And they created a room. I had the medical supply bring a hospital bed and a table and an oxygenator that actually generates oxygen. And I went home. And, I will say that I thank God that I was in a position to make a phone call like that, that I had the privilege and the means. But I think about the people who went through this and didn't have those privileges, didn't have the wherewithal, the means, and had to suffer through on their own. So I'm very grateful to God for all of this and my experience recovering. Now I just have a residual cough that's left over that the doctor said will dissipate over a period
Okay.
of time, and I'll be, thank God, back to normal. But it's a new normal.
Yeah. Well, we're so happy that you survived this, and that you're here, and I can feel your voice and your spirit sounds right. Just as the A.R. Bernard that we know, and right now when speaking of God's providence and you spoke about peace, right now we're going through a very troubling moment, and I think we would be conspicuously absent if we don't have something to say about it. What you know what's going on with the death of
You,
Mr. Floyd and
you're
all
talking
that.
about George Floyd. Yeah, yeah.
Yes, yes.
I will tell you, and I've said this in some of the interviews that I've done for mainstream media. What this pandemic has done is not reveal but expose some of the serious deficiencies and inequities in our social systems and structures, policies, and practices. And we as a society have to have a serious conversation because the way people were served, especially black and brown people, with regard to COVID 19, all right, it shows that there leaves a lot to be desired and there's still inequities in our society. So I think the COVID environment really created an environment that lends itself to exacerbating old issues like issues of race and class and ethnicity and religious bigotry in our nation. So I'm not surprised that people are protesting. People are angry. They're looting, because they feel that they're not being heard. And the only way is to take some dramatic actions into their hands to express that anger. I will tell you, to see that officer keep his knee, which is allowed in that precinct. And that's why I say policies. All right. It's not just the individual police officer who's abusing his power and authority. All right. But it's policy that allows this kind of action. And that's what we have to go after, to change those policies that allow this kind of action. Because you can put a knee down, but to hold it on the carotid artery here, which cuts off oxygen to the brain. In martial arts, we do that to take someone out quickly, a
Yeah.
chokehold, right?
Yeah.
And they outlawed the trachea for police officers. That's off limits. But that chokehold is still available to them. So he was holding him down for 5 to 8 minutes. That means his brain is not getting any oxygen, which means that he's going to die. Totally irresponsible, Ray.
Yeah.
And I'm
And
glad that
deliberate.
people are speaking out. Oh, it was
Yeah.
deliberate. Absolutely.
Yes.
Come to
Yeah.
find out also that this particular police officer has 12 incidents of abuse of power that was never really addressed by the system. So the system has to be dealt with, policies changed. Now, I will say this, all right? I noticed that there has been a national consensus of outrage condemning the actions of that police officer. People on the left aisle, the right of the aisle, black, white, Republican, Democrat, liberal, conservative, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
People are coming out across the boards. And it's been a long time since we've had a national consensus of outrage. For the last 3 years, with the present administration, the nation has been deeply divided across many, many different lines. But when I looked at that and I said, wow, if I turn to one station that's conservative, they're condemning it. If I turn to another station that's liberal, they're condemning it. So somehow this is bringing us together and giving a national outrage that we're all participating in to say, enough is enough. This has got to change.
Well, thank you for those words, because I tell you, that was really tough to watch that. I mean, and when I say tough to watch, we've been through this. We know that pain. And so
Yep.
it's not a new thing. That it's new for people to see it on video, but we've gone through this, and I'm glad that like what you had just pointed to, that perhaps this is a moment where everybody can kind of come together with the opinion that human beings matter. Human beings.
Right.
That was a human
Right.
being sitting there, being choked to death. Matter of fact, he kept the knee on him long after he was dead. He was probably already dead.
He was
for
limp.
minutes.
He was limp when
He
they
was
put him in
lifeless.
the bed. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Anyway,
right.
I don't want to continue to.
But let,
Wow.
let me say this
Wow.
to you.
That was
And
tough.
I receive calls from pastors around the country, white pastors, apologizing to me and asking, what can we do? And I said, look, you've got a platform, you've got a voice, use that platform, use that voice, and do it in a way that's civil, that's going to achieve results. Evil traffics in deceit, injustice, and chaos.
Yeah.
We have to pray and take action, all right, that there'll be truth that prevails. There'll be justice that prevails. And there'll be
Yes.
order. Because if there's not order, all right, we're not going to be taken seriously. And
Thank you.
we've got to
Yes.
bring that together.
Thank you. Amen. Thank you for those words. And thank you. And I hope everybody out there was really, really feeling inspired to move forward and take some action. So I want to also take this opportunity right now to bring in somebody who's very special into the conversation. And let me make sure I get all the right. She's got 85 million records sold. She's a 6-time Grammy winner, and she's a good friend of ours. and you know her. Let's bring in Miss Dionne Warwick.
Wow.
Oh, let's get a bigger applause than that. Oh, there we go. Dionne Warwick. Yes. Hey, Dionne, how you doing? Are you there?
Hi,
Hey, there she is. Good.
I'm good. How are you?
Good. So now, where
Okay.
are you at? Where are you calling from? Let the viewers know. I know where you're coming from, but
I'm
are you at home? Okay. And
home.
I know we've been having a little technical difficulties with the transmission.
Kind of
Oh, there she is.
paused for some reason.
Okay. Well, well, I tell you what, I'm going to speak, and then when you can,
Okay, I don't know what's going
I,
on.
I can hear you though. I can hear you.
Okay, can you hear me?
I can. I hope everybody can hear you. Pastor Bernard, can you hear Dionne Warwick?
Yeah, I can hear that lovely voice that I listened to for many, many years.
Well, we're
Uh-oh.
going to speak
The
about
the sound
Dionne.
is like
So
not
having a little.
not working. So I don't know what's going on, right?
Uh, well, sometimes technology has a way of, you know, really, really fooling us. Sometimes you think it's good, and then something happens, and it's just tough to put your finger on. But you know what? I know you're here, and we're going to talk. We're going to talk about you, all right? Because there's so much to talk about, and we'll come back and let you try again.
And
Maybe what we'll do is
what do you think about your work?
we'll try the system again, and we can have you call back in. In the meantime, since we did intro you, I can tell you about the wonderful experiences I've had with Dionne Warwick. So first of all, everybody, Dionne Warwick is so special to me. Uh, I can't think of too many uh, wonderful lifetime artists like that you when you pick up the phone, they'll just stop what they're doing and you know they'll take your call and they'll say, hey, what do you need? What do you need? And every time I've called Dionne Warwick, first of all, she's picked up the phone and she says, "Hey, Ray," and then and of course I have anything that you ask of her for me is like a grand favor. I'm like, okay, so Dionne Warwick, can you sing with us at Carnegie Hall? Yes, I can sing with you. Shows right up, the perfect professional, sings great, wonderful, wonderful, uh, wonderful experiences. Matter of fact, Dr. Bernard, uh, we had some great experiences at Carnegie Hall, and I have to thank you. Right, take this moment right now to thank you for the first time we did a great event. It was called the Night of Inspiration at Carnegie Hall, and that was with 64-piece orchestra and about 200 in mass choir, and the wonderful theme of inspiration. We'll probably need to do that again soon. But thank you, Dr. Bernard, for of course, all of you, not only your being there, but your support for making that happen.
Well, thank you. It was an amazing night. It was produced incredibly well, which goes to you because you just do it well. And in fact, that was a night Soledad and I shared in hosting it, and we had some incredible talent that was there. I will tell you, there was a presence in that room that everybody took home with them. They basked in the afterglow of that whole event. And it was, you know what I love about it, Ray? It was professionally done. It was classy. And that's so important to me because too often we do things and they kind of fall short, especially if there's faith connected to it. But I will tell you, it was top shelf. The band, how you put everything together, the choir, and those that participated. So thank you. You're thanking
Thank
me.
you.
Thank you.
All right. Well, you know what? I like to keep, I like to keep some wonderful conversation going, and with not only our guests, but just the feeling of the people watching that they can be a part of this. So I'm gonna bring in a good buddy of mine. His worship songs and music ministry are personal inspiration to me and my family. So I want to bring in my good buddy. He's a multi-Grammy winner, Mr. Israel Houghton. Come on. Gets a big round of applause. Come on, Israel. Hey, how you doing, buddy? Oh, I
Yeah, he's
see.
got his mic muted.
I think your mic is muted.
Peter.
Okay. Hey,
There we
Rookie
go. There we
mistake,
go.
oh,
guys.
there we go.
Rookie
There we
mistake.
go.
My bad.
I forgot to wear
I
my
said it's
hat. I
good to
apologize, man.
it's good to see my pastor, Dr. Bernard, on this, and love you, Ray. Love you, Dr. Bernard.
Hey, so how
Amen,
you
man.
making out, Israel, with and your wonderful wife, Adrian, uh, and of course, tell them about Adrian. You know, because I think I'm not sure if everybody viewing, and they should, knows that the two of you are married, and you know what your union is about.
Yeah, we're married, going on 4 years. It's a family show, so I can't say too much. You know what I'm saying? But I love her. She's my best friend. We're managing pretty well through this pandemic. Like we of course don't like why we're here. You know, we're seeing this loss of life and loss of income to so many, and which is why we've of course donated to the AFM and this great cause that you're getting behind, Ray. So thank you for that. But we love that we're kind of able to slow down enough to get a real routine at home and focus on things like spirit, soul, and body. It's been amazing for us because you know how it is. We spend half of our year in a plane or at a Marriott or at a Hilton somewhere in the world, and so to not have to be rushing off somewhere has been great for our quality of life. But again, it's said with brevity as well, just like we feel so awful for people who make their living on the road and gigging that there's nothing coming in right now. And so, it's very close to our heart. But yeah, Adrian is well. She sends her love and she's doing good.
Oh, great. Well, you know what? I'm going to take this moment to ask everybody so we can get back to our mission. Our mission is that we want to give money to support music, human beings that are going through this, and the people that I know, my personal journey. And so we want to text music to 235-246. One more time, music to 235-246. And speaking of music, we took this show and we kind of tilted and dedicated a little bit to well, not a little bit, a lot. Dionne Warwick. When she agreed to do this, I said, well, we have to make this a special music tribute to her. So when we thought about that, I said, okay, well, who are our guests? We said, well, Israel. So let's start with Israel. Now I got on the phone with Israel, and we got creative, and we came up with a wonderful idea. And I think Israel, you want to. Matter of fact, we should just let him hear it. What do you think?
It's fine. I was fortunate to be able to do our interpretation of one of my favorite songs. It's pretty wild. Like when you asked me to do it, we had just watched as a family my best friend's wedding, and this song is like central to that movie. And so I just wanted to kind of have my own take on it, and you were gracious to kind of put your spin on it. And even now, like with all the upheaval that's going on in our world, the idea that there is a song that is focused on prayer, even though it was a relational song, I say a little prayer for you. I definitely want to make sure that we're praying for our nation, praying for the people who are struggling right now, certainly around COVID-19, as Dr. Bernard shared, but also just the sick and tired of being sick and tired that we're all feeling of just this totally disproportionate way that people with our skin tone are being treated. And so I say a prayer tonight for America, for our government, for our church leaders, for every family in this great nation. And yeah, this is our take on that song.
Well, here we go. That's it.
My wife puts on her makeup, I say a little prayer for you. Combing my hair now, she's wondering what dress to wear now. I say a little prayer for you.
I had to join the
Yes.
audience. My goodness, that was amazing.
I
Amazing.
gotta tell you, I it is
Now,
so difficult for me to listen to myself or watch myself in the playback. It's difficult, but I hope I paid the right tribute to Miss Dionne Warwick.
Oh, absolutely. Dr. Bernard, you were saying something there.
I'm
I'm going to
sorry.
pray for him because in the Pentecostal church, he just backslid. He's playing secular music, man. He
I
just
said
left the
baby and
kingdom, man.
everything. Oh my god!
And I think he was saying a prayer, a little, to God. He was,
You
in
think
a
so?
Say
bigger
You
what?
know,
sense. Yeah.
what's beautiful when you mature in your Christian faith, you realize that the things that you may have thought doctrinally were wrong are actually part of life. God is love, life, and light. And He's gifted us in music, in song, to express for so many. Because what you guys do is express what guys like me want to sing, want to express, want to play, but can't. So I simply put you on. And then let's look at my wife in the eyes. So thank you for what you
Hey,
guys
they.
do, man.
I mean, Dr. Bernard, don't you believe though that like the best love songs should be written by believers, people of faith? Like we've experienced so much love, therefore we should be able to express so much love.
I believe that wholeheartedly, and it's so
Yeah,
unfortunate that the restrictions that we call religion and
yeah,
religiosity has robbed us of that opportunity. So too often,
yeah.
some very gifted and talented people end up leaving the church. When you think of Ray, and you know all of the talent that has come out of the
Right.
church, names like Temptations, Four Tops, Aretha Franklin, Gladys. I
Marvin
mean, we can go
Gaye.
on and
Yeah,
on.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
And it's because, there was not that appreciation of the beauty and diversity of the gifting that God gives to the world, not just to the four walls of the church.
Yeah, yeah.
Beautiful.
Well, you know what? That is wonderful. That was wonderful. And I want to take this moment to include, since we're talking about love and people who sing love songs, a good buddy of mine. He's got the smoothest, velvety voice, and he was another. And when this great moment we were thinking about, we said, okay, let's get another guy or another artist to contribute to this wonderful musical tribute to Dionne Warwick. So I want to bring out my good buddy, and he's a newlywed, and you'll know his wife, Judge Faith. So I'm going to bring out Kenny Lattimore. Come on, Kenny.
Wow, wow, yeah.
Oh my gosh. Okay. I have been just listening to you guys speak, and I feel like Pastor Bernard, I need to be like just laying at your feet, like just giving me that wisdom.
You
And
kind, you
Israel,
kind.
your sensibility and approach to life and your talent is not even fair. So okay. And Ray, the same. When the things
Look
that you
who's
bring out
talking.
of
Come
me,
on,
oh
man.
my gosh. And see all of us together paying tribute to the great Dionne Warwick, who's like family to me. I'm been really close to
Yeah.
her sons as well, Damon and David. And so for me to be a part of this is quite an honor.
Oh, great, great, great. Well, you know what?
Fantastic.
And yes, yes, the honor is right. It's universal because Dionne Warwick is our a treasure. She's a national
Treasure.
treasure,
Absolutely.
and
Absolutely.
her music, just what she was as an artist was so much to not only our community but communities during the
That's right.
time of all the and she's has some great number of hits, like you said, 85 million worldwide for that's incredible, and her musical legacy uh, crossed all cultural lines and racial and barriers and stuff. And so when we heard Dionne Warwick on the radio, it meant so much. When we heard her singing all these
Mm.
great, songs, it meant so much. So, hey, you know what? There was one song that I really felt that I didn't get enough of. Right? I wanted to hear this song, and we know all the classic ones, and this is a classic too. But there was one song that I wanted to hear enough of, and Kenny, you texted me, and we were talking about it, and I asked you, well, what song might you want to do? And you said,
Deja vu.
Deja vu.
oh
Could you be
man,
that dream that I once knew?
Wow. Written by
I
Isaac
love that
Hayes,
song.
huh? Wow.
Yeah.
Well, I
And
tell you
Dionne
what.
put her thing on it. And I just, when I think about, again, the class that you mentioned, how smooth and amazing her approach was and her vocal tone on it,
Yeah.
I was like, okay, we'll try something.
Yeah. So I tell you what, let's let everybody, we're going to let everybody hear that because I'm excited to hear it. I haven't heard
What
we
a
did the
song.
mix, but I haven't seen the whole
And
thing.
I'm like you, Israel. I'm like, oh my God. Okay, here we go.
Here we go.
I can't.
This is insane. All you did was say hello, speak my name, feeling your love like a love I used to know long ago. How can this be? You're a different space and time. Come to me. I feel like I'm whole in a place I used to know long ago. Deja vu. Could you be that dream that I once knew? Yeah. Is it you? Oh, deja vu. Could you be that dream that might come true? Shining through. I keep remembering me. I keep remembering you. Deja vu. Come to me now. We don't have to dream of love. We know how. Somewhere before, as if I had loved you so long ago. Deja vu, yeah. Could you be that dream I once knew, yeah. Whoa. Could you be that dream that might come true? Might come true, hey.
Where do I buy the album?
Hey,
Where do I
Exactly.
buy it?
Hey,
the
you know
Dionne
what?
tribute album. I love it.
I think so. I
Let's
think
do
we're gonna
one.
have to
Let's
do that.
please do one.
Matter of fact,
Yeah.
I think we just started something here, and
Hey,
thank
I'm
you
with
for
that.
saying that, Dr. Bernard. And we're gonna include you in the opening remarks of that album. So, wow, that
Well,
man,
but you
Ray,
know,
how'd you get Lou Marini in this thing, man? For real.
So let me tell you
What?
about Lou Marini. So Lou Marini was.
Oh my
I'm gonna share with
gosh.
everybody out there. Lou Marini he played the sax on that, and we're gonna bring him into the conversation. Come on, Lou Marini, get in so we can talk to you. All right. So let me tell everybody at home about Lou Marini. Lou Marini played the sax solo, but Lou Marini, we go way
Legend,
back to.
legend.
That's right. To my first TV job was with Saturday Night Live, and Lou Marini was in the band. We were both in the band together, and we were both during the very excited, wonderful session days of New York. And Lou Marini also, for those of you who remember the Blues Brothers movie, he was featured in that scene with Aretha Franklin in the cafe, and she told him to, you better think. And he was the sax player in that. She told him to go ahead and join the band.
Amazing.
Lou Marini, say something, man. How you doing, buddy? Lou Marini, are you
Cats,
there? Hey,
everybody. Yeah. Everybody sounds beautiful, man. Beautiful.
Thank
hi,
you. Thank you.
Can you hear me?
yeah, we can hear you. How,
Yeah,
how
we
you
hear you.
doing, Lou?
Good.
Yeah. So where you
I'm
at,
doing
Lou?
good. I'm home in the epicenter, 215 West 90th in New York City, right in the middle of it.
Wow.
Ooh, wow. Well, I tell you what, I'm glad, you look well, and you look like you're making it through this.
I'm good.
Yeah, okay. Good.
Well,
Well,
you know what? This thing started about 9 weeks ago, and I haven't missed a day of exercising for the first time in about 20 years. So I'm probably in the best shape I've been since I was in my 50s, I suppose.
oh, man, that's great. Well, okay. Hey, and I see Dionne Warwick is over there. Is she joining back in? Hey, well, let me share with you. Dionne Warwick says that she loved the video. I hope you can see her.
Yeah.
Oh, let's see. Hold on. There we go. How are we doing? Are you getting that? Up, down.
Oh,
Yeah.
good.
Oh,
Yeah.
there we go.
Yeah,
So we
we
got
can see it.
Dionne
Yeah.
Warwick there. She was. So Dionne, did you love that? She said it was wonderful. Okay, there we go. Okay, cool. All right, so yeah, we're still down and up, down. Okay. Well, Dionne is still having a little tough technical difficulties, but she is here. So I want the audience to know, but I want also the audience to know that the process by which we had to do that. When you see that video, and the music, that came together just in the last couple of days. All right, all of
Yeah.
these
Wow.
songs that we just
Wow.
did and performed, they came together they're a process of a lot of thought and intention, but in many hours. But we didn't have months and weeks to do this. We had literally just days to put this whole thing together. And so I'm going to share with everybody the process. I started out with a track, and then I add others. I added Lou Marini, and we, bass player, and then we keep adding, the pieces together. And of course, Kenny Latimore, who also did his own backgrounds. Kenny Latimore, you sound great.
Thank you. Thank you
And
so
same
much.
thing with Israel. I send him a track and he does that. So everybody, we're all trying to make our way through and find a new way
Yeah.
of doing what we got to do through all of this. And so I want to get back to our mission. Our mission is to support the people who make the music that you love. The music is something that you feel. Music is your heartbeat. It's not something you can do without. You don't even know until you don't have it around what a void it is. And so, you know what? Please text music to 235-246. Again, one more time. Music to 235-246 to support the people who make the music. All right? This music is the soundtrack not only of our lives but of the universe. Okay? We are more than just music makers. We are soul physicians. That's our job. and that's what we do.
I love
Oh
it.
I
yeah,
love that.
soul. I like that. Soul
Soul
physicians.
physicians. I like that.
And we got Dionne back. Okay, there she is. All right. Well, you know what? And so
We
listen,
love you,
Lou, we
Dion.
appreciate you stopping by,
Love you.
and I'm glad that you're doing well. You know, when we talked to Ray Hare he's the president of the Musicians Union. Ray Hare said we got to have Lou Marini on this. I said no problem because I know Lou Marini for many years. So thank you, Lou Marini, for being here and sharing your spirit
Yes.
with us
You're
and
welcome.
your horn. We love you.
Thank you, man.
Amazing.
Okay.
Thank you, man.
All right. Well, yeah, I tell you what, we are, as a matter of fact, since we have such great, I'm going to have a moment that I was doing that I really enjoyed, and a lot of people out there enjoyed it, and it's kind of a take on a game. So yes, we're not in the mood to be playing a lot of games, but you know what? We're here. We're going to have a little bit of fun. So they call this, the other show calls it Name That Tune. I have my totally different way of doing this called Name That Song, right? So you see what I did there?
Okay.
Theirs is called Name That Tune, and mine's called Name That Song. Totally different, you know. I should get some.
Totally different.
Yeah,
No infringement.
totally different.
No infringement at all.
So anyway, okay, great. So what I would like you to do is if you hear and know the name of the song, and I'm just gonna play a little hint, then everybody use your own personal bell. Your bell is, you actually have it. It's right there in front of you. It goes bing. So Kenny, let me hear your bell. Yeah, there you go. Yeah,
Bing.
Israel, let me hear yours. Dr. Bernard, let me hear
Bing,
yours.
bing.
There we go. Okay, so and Miss Dionne Warwick, she's gonna play along because she knows all these songs. And all right, here's my first hint. Here we go. Let me know if you can hear that.
Bing.
Okay, what was that? Somebody said
Oh,
bing.
shoot, it went somewhere else. I said Bing.
Okay, what you got?
I was messing up.
All right,
I thought it was going to be
try
something,
again.
and it wasn't.
I'm gonna try it again. Here we go.
Right.
Oh, come on. With the old schoolers. Y'all know that? I have to play, let it play
Oh,
longer?
wait. Bing, 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 bing. Oh, man. Who was the group? You're
Oh,
a
you
winner.
got to name it. You got to name it. This is,
Name the song. Name the song.
name something. All right, but
I'm
one more
singing a
time.
song here.
One more time.
No. Come on. This is, especially everybody on this screen is of that era. So we know these songs. Okay, one more time. All right. Is it loud enough?
Yeah.
Okay.
Curtis Mayfield.
Oh, yeah. Bing. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Come on.
Yes,
That-
Kurt
that
Mayfield,
was-
but what is it? What is it?
Okay, I'll let it play a little longer. All right. I'm looking at Dionne. You know that song. What'd you say? Yeah.
We're moving on up. Bing,
Moving
bing,
on
bing,
up.
bing.
That's right.
Yeah. That's
Bing,
And
bing.
actually, the name of the song is "We're a Winner" by the Curtis Mayfield and the Impressions. All right. So actually, I
Dr.
think-
Bernard said Curtis Mayfield.
Okay, then somebody got it right.
I was
Okay,
there, I
okay.
was there.
We're gonna move on. We're gonna keep this going because, you know, this is for all of the money. Okay, all right. All right, what's this? Here we go.
Oh,
right,
Bob Marley.
Oh, okay, you got that. All right, he got that. That was Bob Marley. All right, and I'll let everybody hear a little bit more, but he got that.
Would you be
Israel got that.
loved and be loved?
That's right.
Yeah.
Bob Marley and the Wailers. Come on, man.
Okay, all right. We're gonna move on. That was pretty good, Israel. All right. All right. Next
I'm going to
up.
get in trouble for this. You know, I had a life before theology.
But no, these are all world songs, Dr. Bernard. Lyrically,
Yeah.
I've vetted everything.
Yeah,
so-
you don't know the world I was in at that time.
Okay, fair enough. Okay. Oh, come on, you gotta get that. Who's got that?
Living for the City.
Stevie
Okay,
Wonder.
there we go. All right, that was
Stevie
right.
Wonder,
That's
yeah.
Stevie Wonder's "Leaving for the City." Okay, all right. Let's try another one. Here we go. Dionne, how you doing with this? We're watching you. She can. Oh, she's not hearing it. Okay, all right. Hold on. I see it. But by the way, everybody, Dionne is on screen with me, and then she's on my phone, so she's sharing in all of this. Okay, here we go. All right, that was the clue. That was the clue. I'm gonna do it one more time.
Bing, 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 bing. Ball of confusion.
Oh,
Temptations.
Dr. Bernard, you got it. That was pretty
Nice,
good.
Dr. Bernard.
That was pretty good. Ball of confusion. Well, you got that right away. All right. Well, hey, I guess there was life before theology. Okay.
He's winning.
Okay. All right. Okay. Here we go. Okay. Oh, I almost played the song. One more time. Now this is. Come on. This is classic. You gotta know this.
I can't hear it super well. Sorry.
Okay. All right. All right. Take a listen.
Precious memories.
Oh, there we go. That's right.
Bing.
I had to play that. Yeah, that was
Nice.
just that was for me. Okay. Let's see. Hold on. I got one more. Oh, now let's see. Hold on. And especially since she's right there. I'm gonna play it one more time. Oh,
Yeah. Oh, you got it. Anyone who had a heart. Dionne Warwick.
Anyone who had a heart. Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
All right, we got that. All right. I might have one more. Let me see.
Bing, wake up everybody.
Oh, there we go. All right. Wow. Well, you know what? You guys are doing so well. I think.
We're a good
Surprise.
team. We can bring it in.
Yes. Wow. Well, you know what? I think that might be it for for that moment. But thank you very much, everybody, for participating in that. Matter of fact, we get the stadium a round of applause for that. Yeah. And again, hey, listen. This tells you about the healing power of music. And
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And we're so, I'm so thrilled that we have everybody here. And Miss Dionne Warwick, she is here, everybody. She's on the phone with me, and we've been flashing her picture with the iPhone. And I want to make sure that these are all precious pieces of our music memory. They're things that mean a lot to us. So it's not, like I said, this is not optional. This brings us joy, and it reminds us of the important moments in our lives. And we wouldn't have them without the musicians and the composers who come
That's right.
together and create them. They have to create them for us. That's why it's so important to give what you can during this time. Text music 235-246 to lend a hand to the musicians who might be going through a tough time right now. They need your help. We need your help. Our country and communities have gone through so much in the last few months and few days. It seems like every week we're reminded of how much work we have to do as a nation and a society to grow and learn to do a better job at caring for one another. As a man of music and a man of God, I always look towards inspirational messages that can speak to the hope for a brighter future and a brighter tomorrow. I can't think of a better song that speaks to the moment and the sentiment of the world, and the world can use a lot more love right now.
What the world needs now is love, sweet love. It's the only thing that there's just too little love. What the world needs now is love, sweet love. No, not just for some, but for everyone. Lord, we don't need another mountain. There are mountains and hillsides enough to climb, and there are oceans and rivers enough to cross, enough to last till the end of needs now is love, sweet love. It's the only thing that there's just to the love. What the world needs now is love, sweet love. No, not just for some, but for everyone. No, we don't need another meadow. There are cornfields and wheat fields enough to grow, and there are sunbeams and moonbeams enough to shine. Won't you listen, my Lord, if you wanna know, if you wanna know, the world needs now is love, sweet love. It's the only thing that there is just to the love. What the world needs now is love, sweet love. No, not just for some, oh, but just for everyone. We're gonna repeat what the world needs now is love, sweet love, 3 times, and I'm gonna be joined now. What the world needs now is love, sweet love. What the world needs now is love, sweet love. What the world needs now is love, sweet love. The world needs right now, right now, right now is we need love. Yes, this world needs. We need love.
Yes. Oh yeah.
Wow.
You got to arouse it.
Amazing.
Wow. A legend. That's right. An honor. That's right. That's right. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Miss Dionne
Amazing.
Warwick. And I know you can see her. She's with me right here. Uh, and it's a privilege and an honor to have you a part of this. Now, how did you like that? Can we hear you? Well, she said, oh, let me see. We could hear you. What'd you say, Dion?
Yeah, but what I was hearing, it felt like I was ahead of the track, but I guess you guys had a handle on it.
Well,
It was
I tell you,
wonderful.
I know that you sung this song like thousands and thousands of times, uh, and by the way, I want to share with everybody again. The process was, Deanne was in New York, and I'm here in Los Angeles, and we had to find a way to put this together. You know, and all the pieces that have to come together, we have to find a way, which is brings us back to where we're at right now. We're going to all have to find a way to climb out of this. We're going to have to find a way to climb out of the pain that we're going through right now and the anxiety. I think that's what I'm seeing a lot, Dr. Bernard. I'm seeing a lot of anxiety from people, but that's got to change, isn't it?
Absolutely. I mean, fear and anxiety, when we feel threatened by things that we don't understand or can't control, leaves us feeling powerless. And man, that powerlessness manifests itself in many ways aggression, violence, as we see what's happening. But I will tell you, at the end of the day, there's a wonderful passage in Proverbs that says, Hope deferred makes the heart
Makes the heart sick.
sick. And that word sick is a Hebrew word halas, which means more than disease. It means that your tolerance and patience becomes exhausted. And I think that's where we are as a people, that's where we are as a nation. And we're going to have a serious conversation about our systems, our structures, our policies and practices so that we can get back where we need to be. In church speak, it's called revival. Not the one where we have
Yeah.
the preacher call a meeting and invite all the guests in and all the preachers. No, something that's divinely inspired. It is a
Internal.
reawakening of passion, fervor, and creativity that addresses the deficiencies and inequities in our society. That's what's happening. That's the silver lining that I'm excited about.
Okay.
I'm sorry, I'm a preacher, so you know what I'm
No,
Oh,
I
there
preaching.
it
love that.
is. There's the word.
Perfectly said.
Well, yeah, we feel you. We thank you. We thank you. And I want to take this moment to thank everybody, that for joining us today. I could do this show for hours, and I think they initially said, oh, well, let's try to do like 30 minutes. And then I said, well, this show's got to be longer. I don't know how long we've been on, but I could do a lot longer. I want to first of all
And
thank
we thank you, Ray.
Dia.
Thank you
Yes.
for your heart, and leading
Yeah.
the way for
Yeah.
AFM. It's been
Yes.
so effective and important. So congratulations on a great run. And again, it's an extension of your heart. We see you, brother.
Okay.
We're here.
Amen.
Okay, and I think Dion. What just one more time, Dion?
I was saying I want to say thank you to you for taking the time and the opportunity to make people aware of the desperate need to support not only music, but those who make that music.
Yeah. Yeah.
Our industry has been completely shut down, and in so doing, has put us all in quite a quagmire, and we do need help. So, please, do what Ray has been asking you to do. Text the music that he's giving you, the numbers to text to, and make your donations. I know we're all hurting, but we can go into our pockets for a minute to help these people survive. I got musicians out of work too, and we got to do what we got to do.
Well,
Yeah.
thank you. That's
Absolutely.
that's special. We appreciate you. We appreciate you. Uh, okay, and as a matter of fact, I want to also say a little something about not only where we're at, but where we need to go. And where we need to go is obviously, well, it may not be that obvious to others. Let me edit myself as I'm speaking. Where we need to go is a place where we can all exist together and feel like we're human beings again, and not just crawling out of some kind of dark movie, and not coming out of it fighting and killing each other, but for a sense of good in society. Now, I've actually been seeing that. I've been seeing some of that. I've taken some walks and I've gotten people saying hello and how are you doing more than I've seen ever before. So there's hope. And a lot of this is going to be on the backs of our young people. Young people are going to have to really lead the way. So I'd like to
Yep.
give a special mention to the graduating class of 2020. However,
Yeah.
and whenever the world moves forward after this pandemic, I know one thing for sure. Young people will move us forward. It's up to the next
Yep.
generation. Students who recently completed their studies in music from high school and college and programs submitted their music works for us to review. So I want to give a special shout out to Rihanna Abdul Rashid, who just graduated from the Harlem School of the Arts, and that's a school that I attended myself, and it's got a special place. And she submitted something, and we want to make sure that we give her special recognition. She's going to attend the Berkeley School of Music, and so she's one of the young people that's going to lead the way. So congratulations, Rihanna. When we started
Excellent.
this journey, it was to give back to support, to give back and support musicians who give us the gift of music. So I'm a working musician, and I wanted to create a virtual space to celebrate music while helping out working musicians affected by COVID-19. And we did exactly that. With your help by donating each and every week, hundreds of my brothers and sisters in music have received vital monetary support to help them with necessities to live. Together, we are able to help supplement their income as a country. And the world shifts to meet the new normal in our lives. So I am happy to announce that we can keep this thing and this mission going. We don't have to stop here. www.afm.org will process applications and accept donations on behalf of out-of-work musicians. I'd like to thank Ray Hare, Dave Pomeroy, Tino Gagliari, Rose Ryan from the AFM, and the AFL-CIO, Nationwide Union, for your partnership in making sure funds go directly to the hands of the out-of-work musicians. We're looking to support them during this time, so we want to make sure they get this money. This has been a team effort. I couldn't have done it without my business partner and wife, Vivian Scott Chu, and our co-executive producer, Rodney Scott, and my team who was there every step of the way. Norman Lee Waddell, Janelle Grayson, Taryn Chamberlain, Jose Alcantar. They were guiding the creative process and rose to the occasion despite technical challenges and connectivity along the way. So that's the way it is. Thanks for hanging in there. I don't know when I'll see you again, but we're going to be right here in spirit. We're going to keep the music alive. So I ask everybody to stay well, healthy, and keep music in your heart. Thank you, everybody.